See, you have a application installed in this web server. You all understand there is a web server. Okay. What you will install in this web server? What are you going to install in this web server? In this web server, you are deploying a web application. Correct me if I'm wrong. You are deploying a web application. When you are deploying a web application, what type of web application we are deploying? We are deploying eStore web application. We are deploying eStore web application. Understand my point? Now the server is having a eStore web application. This eStore web application has a different layers. We will discuss that layers later point of time. Assume I have a client 1. I have a client 2. I have some other client. So how many clients I have here? You guys has to speak, please.
3. 3, sir.
Everybody has to speak. How many clients I have? Client 1.
3.
I have client 2. I have client 3. What is the first thing the client 1 and client 2, client 3 will make a request to the server? How they will make a request?
Login request through browser.
Logged in request through the browser. Am I right or not? Once you make a login request, the request will come to a middleware. Where the request will come? All the requests are come through a middleware. You got the point? Every request will come through a component called middleware. In the web application, every request will come through a component called middleware. What will happen? First, it will detect the request in this middleware 1, and then it will go to the routing mechanism, and then it will go to the custom defined middleware. Once it has been passed all the middlewares, your request will go to the corresponding controller and everything. We are not going to talk about controller, all those things, because controller will be available here. MVC will be available here. Okay, MVC pattern. Here you will have a MVC based pattern. Okay, we'll discuss that MVC based pattern by tomorrow and after tomorrow. We just focus on middleware here. Now what happened when the request comes here? I say here authentication. What it is? Authentication. Why do I need an authentication? Anyone can able to come into this application, or only the specific user can come to the application?
Need the authorized ones.
First, they need to authenticate whether the user is valid user or not. Moment the user is valid, they will go in and they will process. Am I right or wrong? So what will happen? The request, when you make that, first will come to authentication, checking that whether the user is authenticated user or not. Once the user is authenticated, I'm going to pass that request to my response middleware, another middleware. This middleware is authorization. Listen carefully, this middleware is authorization. Authorization. Okay. Once the authorization is successful, I want to build my own middleware, saying that user is valid. Saying that user is valid user. Once the valid user, will he can able to allow to get the MVC based pattern? Say yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
You got the flow? So what are all these things? 3 things: authentication, authorization, valid user. All 3 are called as middleware component. We'll call this as middleware component. Or you got my point? So whenever you make a request from the client 1, first it will be get authenticated and then authorized and then make it as a valid user, post which it will go to the MVC pattern. Understand my point? So we are going to discuss this middleware, how to implement in .NET. Do you all agree with me? Do you all agree with me?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So what is the notes we need to prepare for this? Can anyone tell me? Middleware is a piece of logic which will implement, which will work on every
Um,
request. Yeah, please. Who's that?
we can say between every request and response.
Absolutely correct. That's what I'm saying. Every request and response. The purpose of the middleware is, what is the main purpose of middleware? This middleware is decide whether request is valid or not. Understand my point? Will you allow all the requests? Will you allow everybody in your home? See, you are
No.
going to your home. You have your home, right? In your home, will you allow everyone? Anjali?
Sir.
Yes, yes.
Only known user will be allowed in your home. Similar fashion, anyone can make a request from the outside world because we are in the era of internet. We are in the era of internet. When internet, anyone can access any URL. Am I right?
Yes.
Please, everybody unmute and talk. Just take some time and unmute and talk. This is most important concept. If you understand this concept, learning core is very easy. Please unmute. I'm not seeing the unmute. Ajit, everybody. No problem. If you are speaking wrong also, I'm okay with that. Okay. So now let's come back here. The middleware is decide whether the request is valid or not. How you will make this request is valid or not? Whenever any request comes from the client, it should be validated in the middleware before processing the request. Am I right or wrong? See, you have
Yes.
family members in your home, you have friends in your home, you have neighbors in your home, you have some other third party people will come to your home. Will you allow everybody into your bedroom?
No.
Why? It is private for you. Only person who has an access, they are going to get into that room. Otherwise, everybody will be restricted by hall. Am I right? Am I
Yes.
right or not? Something similar to that in vStore web application or any .NET application, middleware will take the request, process the request, verify the request, confirming that the request is a valid or not. Got the point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, can I say whenever when a client is making a request to the ASP.NET Core MVC, it will first detect the request using a middleware. Am I right? Am I right or wrong?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. How to implement middleware in .NET Core? The next thing is how to implement middleware in ASP.NET MVC Core. Step 1, create a project. Create a ASP.NET MVC Core empty project. Ishwar, I want you to speak. You will be more understandable.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. file, new project, right? I created a file, new project. In this ASP.NET MVC core, now you go and see a template called ASP.NET MVC core MT. Where is that?
Visual Studio is 2022, na?
Yeah, it's a 22. You see there is a template, a empty project template for creating ASP.NET core application. This template doesn't have any content in it. Just click next and say application name is eStore admin management. This is the project I'm going to build for the entire session across the sessions. Okay. So my project name is eStore admin management. And then click next. Here, I am going to enable the Docker container support. I will tell you the later point of time what is Docker. And I'm reconfigure the HTTPS. I don't want HTTPS. And I'm selecting the operating system is Windows and Dockerfile. I'm not going to explain anything about Docker. I will explain this Docker, but when you're creating the project, create with the Docker. Just create. Now say project is created or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's created.
When the project is created, you see there is a solution explorer. Will you all able to see this?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay, when you try to create a project, you need to ensure that this project is created. Or you got my point? This is my solution. This is my project. Okay, this is my solution. A solution may contain n number of projects. A project may contain a particular project type. Okay, this one I'll come to you later point of time. Okay, and then going back here, what is the entry point of any project? What is the entry point of any project? Take C#, take Java, take Python. What is the method? It will be an entry point for anything.
Main method.
Main method. Do we have any main method in this project?
Program.cs.
In program.cs, you won't see a main method. Am I right or wrong? Are we seeing a main method?
No.
No.
Why? Because this is C#10. C#10 version inbuilt as a main method in program.cs file. You can build all the logic. This logic will be automatically directed as a main method. You understand my point?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Previous version of C#, you need to have, you can visually see the main method. Understand my point? Public static main method, visually you can able to see. But when you come into C#10 and above, C#10 and above version, you won't see a main method, but still the application will be get directed from here. Now click on here. I'm running the project. IIS Express run. Now you see, first the builder application will get directed. Which one is directed? First line of code?
Web application dot create builders.
This one, it will try to create a builder. I will explain this one also. Hold on a second. Now it has created a builder method and then build method. As simply it is returning a hello world. Now see, to get a response as hello world here, this is how an empty template will be created. You all understand my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And how many are attended yesterday's session? We used two methods as a middleware. What are all those methods? We discussed two methods. What is that?
App.use.
App dot run. I can say HTTP
Context.
context
Dedicate.
lambda expression, right? And here I say async.
Delegate. Yeah.
And see now after app, this particular middleware will be work. This is the middleware. You got my point? This is the middleware. There you can build your logic. Okay, how to build a logic? You have a context. You want to see the context header request. Now simply say await context dot request dot. I want to get the URL and print it. How to do that?
Get your
Method name, context dot request dot write async. You have to write context dot response dot write async, and here say context dot. Here I'm going to print the request context dot request dot path. What I am printing here? What are all the URL I'm getting? That path I'm going to print here. Understand my point? In the request, what is the path you are getting? That path I'm going to print here. Now I'm putting a breakpoint here. Try to run it. I'll detect the URL of the application. You see, I'm going to detect the URL of the application. Now you see this. Go to quick watch, Control Alt Q. You got the path of the value. Localhost / is your path, right? Say yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Run. Continue. In the browser, you see / is there.
Yes.
Where you are getting from? Where you are getting that particular URL path? From the request. From which request it is coming. Like that, you can have so many things. You can have, if you look into the request as body, you get the entire body and request as a query string, request as a path, request as a body reader, all these things, content type, you can get it. Is there any cookie is available for the request? You can read the cookie. And anything which has been submitted as a form, you can collect a form. All these things will be happen. You understand my point? What type of protocol we are using from your request? Now, if you see here, what type of protocol? It is an HTTP protocol or TCP protocol. Whenever you make a request, it is an HTTP protocol or TCP protocol. Which protocol?
HTTP.
So you
HTTP.
see, I can able to. It will tell you that it is an HTTP protocol. Now, what it is saying? What type of protocol we are getting the data? The
HTTP.
protocol what we are getting is HTTP /1.1. Like that, you can detect every information from the context.
Sir,
We
for the
discussed
path, sir, request that path. If it is not localhost, for suppose it is www.irctc.com, At that time, it will print irctc.com, or if
No,
it is
no,
a
no, no, no,
create
no.
user
No, no,
or
no.
action method, it will print.
It will detect only the after domain name.
So like action, it is like create user,
Yes.
sign and
For
sign up.
example, this is a Vitas. I'll show you. HTTP localhost eStore.com, something like that, /products. Okay. Understand
Okay.
my point?
Yes. So
This
it
is
will
your
detect
domain
product.
name.
Yeah.
This is your domain name. And this is your path. Understand?
Understand. Yes, sir. Thank you.
This is your domain name.
Okay.
Your domain name cannot be shared. Domain name will be detected by the IAS. You no need to worry.
Okay.
Once it passed from the IAS, the application is going to detect the URL. You understand?
Yes.
Ravi? So
Yes,
now
sir.
come
Yes,
here.
sir.
The path is basically for the URL. URL containing the path. Okay. Now I have one more run method. Listen carefully. I'm having a one more run method, and I'm saying here method. Okay, I'm saying not method. Let me understand path. Okay. How many run methods I have? How many middlewares I have in this my project? How many middlewares I have?
3.
2.
2.
Two.
1, 2. Okay, run is the final middleware. It will run, it will host the application. You no need to consider this one.
Okay.
Only you need to consider these two or middlewares. Okay. Understand my point?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So when I run it, I need to get the response for both, or I need to get the response for only one particular method.
Only one particular. First one is
Think
detected.
carefully. Don't see. Don't go into the overall. Think as part of this code. What is my expectation is I want to show only these two, right? That is why I made two run method, right? Ishwar.
Sir, this will
Yes.
detect only first one. Second one is ignore.
I know, but people may not know, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, see, think as a layman, what is your expectation of the code? I want to run both, right?
Yes.
Both should be executed, right? Say yes or no?
Yes.
But when you go to IAS Explorer, run the project, it will not happen. It will happen only the first one, you see.
Sir, why but
Come again?
why it is execute only one, first one, and second one not? I'm not understanding. That's why I asked.
I'm coming. That is the reason I'm putting that. Just a second. See, it is only executed only one, Anjali.
Yes.
The reason behind is as part of middleware, we need to use only one app.run method. Do you all clear my point?
Yes.
Associated with the logic will be called as middleware. Do you all agree with this point? Any logic you build within this particular app.run method, it will be considered as a middleware. First point. Am I right?
Yes.
Say
Yes.
yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Now, my question here is, I want to build 3 middlewares with independent logic. Is it possible? I have another question. Okay, you are saying one middleware can be created with a particular logic. Similar way, I want to create a number of independent logic to build a middleware. How to do that? First question is, My app.run method will not used for all the middleware. That app.run method will not be used for all the methods. Instead, I need to use app.use method. You understand my point? App.use. Everybody clear? What
Yes.
I'm using?
Clear, sir.
Here, you can use n number of app.use. Clear my point? Everybody clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Clear, sir.
Now, in app.run, do you have a HTTP context as a request? One of the parameter?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
In app.run, we had HTTP context class as a parameter to build any logic. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, correct.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The statement is correct. You need to speak here.
Yes,
sir.
it's correct.
Yes, yes.
Okay. In app.use, we will have two parameters, right? One is request delegate and HTTP context.
Context.
What is the purpose of request delegate? Let me explain. See, now you go here. I'm taking this as use. It is throwing an exception. Lambda expression cannot be used. Now see that what it is explaining. What it is saying.
Cannot convert lambda expression to type.
What is the type?
Request delegate function.
Request delegate. So that I need to call another request. So what I will do here, I'll pass a parameter called request delegate. You see there is a request delegate.
Yes.
Yes.
And then you have to pass next.
Oh.
Understand my point?
Yes.
Yes.
And then this is not required. And okay, that it be there, sync. Here, I need to say await next, pass the context. What will happen is this next request delegate, let it be execute this middleware, and then it will pass this request to this particular app.run method. Clear my point? Clear
Yes.
my point?
Yes.
Now try to build it. What? It is does not take two arguments. Why? It has to take, right? Hold on a second. Yesterday we made a logic, right? Where is the code we configured? Sometimes I'm missing. Hold on a second. Let me take that yesterday's session code. Open file location. put this. Now you see, I'm printing welcome to hello IT Ask Technologies. I'm printing hello IT Ask Technologies, save. Now run it. IT Ask Technologies comes or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Also
But
slash.
again,
Yes.
run has not worked. Okay, because of the path. It doesn't have much, right?
Yeah, the only slash is there.
I say, hello, Narendrababu. Okay. Now save it, run it. Now you got the ITS technologies and hello Narendrababu. Say yes or
sir.
no? So
Yes.
both middlewares are executed or not?
Yes, executed.
Okay, I'll do one thing. I use /n so that it will comes to the next line. Now you see. Ravi, don't make tick here.
Sorry.
Sir, someone is making a tick here in the left, in the Zoom. Don't do that. Now you see, both statements are executed in two different lines. Clear?
Yes.
One minute, please. Sorry, I had a small call. So this is the request one and request two. Now I want to create a one more request in the middleware. How to do that? You all understand, right? Always see if I use this app.use after run method, what will happen? Will it detect? Can anyone tell me? Will this request will get detect?
No, because
We'll see.
we have not
see.
used the request delegate.
Wait. We'll see. Only hello Narendrababu. It is not showing hello ITAS technologies. Why? Because app.not map method will not be get detected. Use app.use method will not be get detected. Once the middleware chain identify run method, it automatically complete the execution. Understand my point?
Yes, sir.
Always you need to implement app.use before app.run method to make your middleware chain. Or you can say you make to create a pipeline in middleware. Now coming to here, can you tell me what is the point we need to add here? What is the point? Always app dot map method will be executed first. Am I correct or wrong?
App.use.
Will be executed
First.
first. Right? App
Sorry,
dot,
use,
App dot
right?
use, no?
Use.
sorry, app dot
Yes. Use.
use method will be executed first. App dot run method will be your end of the middleware chain. Will be your end of the middleware chaining. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Correct.
Practically it is correct or not?
Correct, sir.
Now here you take a one more app dot use. Okay. And I'm going to say welcome to Angular Microservices. Now you see here, how many middleware I built it? Middleware 1, middleware 2, middleware 3. How many middlewares I have?
3 middlewares.
3 middlewares. So what is, how many middleware results you need to see in your code?
3.
3.
3. Let's see. You got all the 3? Say yes or no?
Yes.
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 That is called middleware. Understand my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So let's come to my point. What is middleware first? What is the purpose of the middleware? When to use middleware? We discussed today. What is middleware? Anyone can answer.
Logic between request and response.
Logic between
Request and response.
Request.
only request and response.
Authentication, authorization.
A piece of logic will work in every request and response. Middleware will be decide whether the request is valid or not. When client is making a request to ASP.NET Core application, it will first detect using the middleware. Understand my point? Anybody ask what is middleware? This is your answer. How to implement middleware is the later point of time. First, you need to tell it is the middleware concept. Understand?
Yes.
Everybody. Anjali.
Yes, sir.
No, sir. You are writing logic here. I don't want to build this logic here. I want to build in a class. I need to create that as a middleware. How to do that? Very simple. Go to solution, select the project, right click, add, new folder, say middleware extensions. Middleware extensions. You can build any type of middleware in the extension. Okay. Once you create it, right click, add. In the create a class name auth middleware. What is my class name here?
Auth middleware.
Auth means authorization or authentication. Simply I'm giving like that. Now I created a class. In this class, I'm going to inherit a namespace middleware. And then right click quick action, implement interface.
Okay.
You see, I got a middleware here.
Yes, sir.
I got a middleware.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes. Yes.
Same what we did here. Method. This is coming as it is here. Is there any change you
Yes.
can see? Except this method name.
Invoke async.
No change, right? Here I am
Yes.
going to build a logic saying that context dot response dot write async, right? Write async of, right? Hello, custom middleware /m. After calling the custom middleware, this custom middleware should route to the delegate. So what do you need to write here?
Await
Await next of context.
context.
Done. Since you use await, you need to use here also await. That is the concept. Right? Now you say here, custom middleware started. Listen carefully, custom middleware started. Now, once the next middleware is executed, I want to make this ended. Listen carefully, I want to make this ended. Okay, started is completed, ended. And then I want to throw this, I say return task dot completed task. Not return, simply okay. I'm simply returning. Once it returns, what will happen? It now the middleware is built in my class. I can write any logic here, right? Say yes or no?
Yes.
Can I build any logic here?
Yes.
Yes.
Everybody.
Yes.
Ishwar is there? Ishwar,
Yes, sir.
Punjabi, Ragda, Kamran.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Can I
sir.
build a logic here? Any kind of logic I can build. Don't worry, that logic building will happen by next week. Don't worry about it. Just to understand the flow. Today important topic is to make you to understand the flow. Now you understand the flow. Do I need to add this middleware in this pipeline or not?
Yes, sir.
How
We have
to
to
do?
call.
We need to.
To add this middleware in the pipeline, first I need to add that middleware as a service in the builder.
Correct.
Understand my point? So I create a class. Now come here. How to implement custom middleware. Okay, so what is the first step? Step 1, create a class with the name. What is the name of the class?
Auth middleware. Auth middleware.
Or middleware will be implemented by iMiddleware. iMiddleware.
Interface.
That is the first step you have to do. What is the second step? Implement
Interface.
implement logic on invoke async method to call the implement the logic on invoke async method. It can be anything. Okay. Now I did that. Now what I want to do to add this middleware in the pipeline, to add this middleware in the request pipeline. You understand what is the request pipeline here? This is your request pipeline. This is your request pipeline, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
In this request pipeline, I need to add the middleware. First, we need to register as a service in the builder object. We need to register as a service in the builder object of the builder object. What we need to register? What we need to register? We
Middleware.
need to register
Middleware.
custom middleware.
Middleware.
Custom middleware as a service in the builder object. Now, fourth point, add custom register, custom middleware in the request pipeline. You understand my point?
Yes.
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 So how to add that logic here? Builder dot service dot add transient. No need to worry anything. Simply say auth middleware like this. Okay. Don't worry about what is transient. I will explain that later point of time. Builder dot services dot add transient. And then come here where you want to add. You want to add between these two or between these two. Let me add here. Say app dot
Service. Service system.
understand? App dot
Yes.
use the middleware of the object which I created. Now see here, I'm putting a breakpoint. Okay, save here. Now I'm putting a breakpoint of this method. Okay, now let's run the project. Now see here, look into the builder.service. How many services are added here in the builder method?
126.
126.
126.
All these services are predefined. You are not adding anything. The moment when you execute this F10, now how many services you need to have? 127, right? You got a 127?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Now, if you come down, you see the middleware is added here.
Yes, sir. It's
Auth middleware is added or not?
Yes.
sir.
It means that when the moment this line of code executed, this auth middleware class object has been created automatically. Understand my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Once that has been done, F10. Now, when I execute this middleware, you see it is coming the wait.
Yes.
Yes.
Now just continue. See this? Where is my custom middleware?
The
Where is my
location
In
custom
is
middleware?
between. In between.
second line.
One four.
In between Angular microservice and Narendrababu, custom middleware is started. Now I'll do one thing. I'll go back to program CS, go to my run method. Let me have next line here. It's very easy to learn here. Technology is nothing. All you need to understand the flow. Okay. Now I'm removing this. Now see the flow. First middleware started, then custom middleware started. Custom middleware will be invoking the work, and then it is giving that chain to the another run method. That run method will again giving the custom middleware end. This is perfect or not? Say yes or no.
Yes.
Yes.
This is called middleware in ASP.NET Core. Nothing more than else. Nothing more than else. And one more thing, sir, instead of creating a class and inheriting that, in your project, you can have a direct middleware class also. That I can explain tomorrow. Go to project, new item. You see there is a middleware, which is already created by template. You just name the template, use it. You build only logic. Okay? You understand?
Yes,
Sir,
Yes.
can you quickly repeat the flow? Just a second.
Authorize middleware. See, everything I got on its phone. I never does anything. It directly taking the middleware, it directly taking the request delegate, and it is coming the invoke method. And then it is, see, return next also automatically it is giving. And then authorization extension is created automatically. In the builder, it is added that particular method. Did I did anything? Say yes or no. Did I did anything?
No.
no.
Everything is created. Now here I'm going to say HTTP context dot response dot write as C. Say here authorize execution started slash again. I copy the same statement. Get here. Enter. Because of the return, it is not working. I'm slightly modifying here. Cut this. Return now. Okay. Or you say task dot completed task. That's it. Now build it. What I'm going to do do I need to register this middleware in builder method?
Yes.
No, it is not. Because it's already had a method to register.
Okay.
You no need to worry.
Okay.
You just go and use here app dot use. You see the one which I created? That's all. Now you see. You got it everything?
Yes, sir.
All the flow you understand? Working or not?
Yes.
See, first middleware use method is IITOS technology. Then you are created a class as a middleware, it is started. That internally call an Angular middleware map. Then real middleware class we implemented. Then finally run method. Clear my point? Yeah, this is called middleware. If you have any questions, I'm running out of time. Anybody have any questions? Please unmute.
Sir,
No, sir.
please, sir, this video's Google Drive link.
Will give. Don't worry. Okay.
Yes.
Sir,
Thank you, guys.
uh,
We'll meet
hello.
tomorrow. Yeah, please.
Yeah, apart from these sessions, what we can do for learning? Any suggestion from your side? I mean, we keep on practicing about the sessions.
I'm coming. I will come. Don't worry. Give me 3 days. I'll set
Okay,
up
no.
things.
Okay.
Hmm?
Thank you so much then.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.